perfect. All right, so to start on the second part, let's hop back over to the myKW homepage real quick. All right, so I'm just going to go to mykw.kw.com to hop right back over to the homepage. All right, so once we're back over on our homepage on here, all right, the next thing that we're going to do is click on the plus sign of My Marketing. All right, and we're going to go to Manage eAgency Website, that last option down on here. All right, Manage eAgency Website, the last option down on here. All right, now the eAgency website is actually an old school website that's not really utilized anymore, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right, but with that being said, I always like to think the capital A inside agency, all right, in this case as app, all right, because that'll make it a little bit easier to kind of go through and well, notate everything. All right, so I always like to think that as capital A is in app. All right, so with that being said on here, I'm going to click on Manage eAgency Website. I should be able to get into the back end right away. All right, I'll click on it again. All right, and I'll zoom in again real quick. Now, once again, remember, this site is the old website, so we don't really need to focus on it right now. All right, there are only 3 places we're really going to pay attention to. And it's because these 3 places will actually sync up with your KW app. All right, now all changes to the KW app typically take approximately 24 hours to update. So I just want to let you know it usually takes about 24 hours in this case. All right, so with that being said, all right, it's not going to be an immediate turnaround. I'm sorry, did I say 24? I meant 72 hours. All right, it takes 24 to 72 hours. All right, usually 72 at the latest. So it's not an immediate turnaround whenever you actually update something on here. So if you are going to update something and then immediately look at your app, all right, you might be a little bit disappointed, so don't do that. All right, but in this case, this will help out tremendously. All right, so the first thing that we're going to focus on, there are only 3 parts in this backend that we're really going to focus on, is going to be under 1.0 for Edit Agent Team Info, and then 1.2 for Edit Contact Info. All right, so 1.0 for Edit Agent Team Info, and 1.2 for Edit Contact Info. All right, now I went ahead and clicked on that because obviously this will automatically pop up with our information. And it actually highlights what I clicked on too, so it'll make it easier to kind of go through and view what I actually clicked through. All right. All right, so once I click on that, then I'm going to scroll down a little bit further. All right, then we're going to have all of our information on here. All right, so everything that has a red asterisk with the exception of designation, try your hardest. I'm clicking the backspace button, nothing's changing. Everything that has a red exclamation point with the asterisk mark with the exception of designation, you will need to fill out. Now the only 3 items to really focus on are going to be agent display name, email address, and phone number. All right, those are the only 3 big ones to really focus on. All right, so with that being said, all right, once we come down here, all right, then we can add inside our agent display name, whether it's going to be our own name or maybe we actually just want to put inside, geez, you know, our team name. We can put inside our name and our partner's name. All right, whatever you want to add inside on here. All right. Now below that as well, we're also going to have our email address. All right, so under the email address section on here, all right, you can put inside whatever your business email address is going to be. All right, whatever business email address you would like to utilize. All right, now in this case, whenever someone tries to contact you back via the app on the contact agent section, all right, and they decide to contact you via email, this is the email that it's going to send over to. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one. This is the email that it's going to send over to. All right, and then of course over here in the top right, we happen to have the phone option. All right, please put inside your direct line of contact, whether that's going to be your cell phone number, whether it's going to be a direct line through your office, all right, whatever it might be. Typically, cell phone number is what most people will utilize, so I just want to give you a heads up. All right. Now, of course, for address line 1, city, state, zip, country, please put inside your office address. That's just going to be for the eAgency site, so in case someone stumbles upon it, this will pop up right on here for you. All right, but at the end of the day, obviously agent display name, email address, and phone number are the main 3 to focus on. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up. All right, so once I click that save option down here, all right, there we go. Now we're all good to go. All right, I'll say save successful, and remember 24 to 72 hours for this to actually update on here. All right, now the next thing we're going to see is under 2.0 for design your website. All right, and then 2.4 for edit site info on here. All right, so 2.0 for design your website, and then 2.4 for edit site info. All right, now this is where we can actually update our website address that's going to display not only on our app, but also over on our KW profile. So if someone goes to KW.com and searches our profile and clicks the Visit My Website link, this will take them directly over to this website URL. All right. All right, so in this particular case, if we scroll down a little bit further on here, all right, then we're going to have the hosting section. All right, so under the hosting section, we're not going to worry about the site name or the website status. We're only going to focus on website to display and alternate website. All right, so the website to display section on here, we're going to have eAgency template or alternate. All right, we definitely want to check that alternate option. So check the circle to the left-hand side of alternate. It might be on that first line. More than likely, if you're zoomed out, it's probably right next to alternate. All right, I zoomed in, so that's why it's looking a little funky on here. All right, but once you check that circle on there, then you can actually add inside the alternate website address, including the HTTP or HTTPS://. All right, then you can redirect them over to your eEdge website, to your Playster site, to your app. All right, you can send them over to any place that you want to. All right, so completely up to you in this case. All right, so she's got her set up to go over to her custom website. So once that is completed, we'll scroll all the way down the bottom, click the save option, we'll be good to go. Now remember, the app takes 24 to 72 hours to update. The KW profile, on the other hand, will take approximately 3 seconds to update. All right, so it should update on your KW profile immediately if you go over there. All right, now once I click save, then I'm all good to go. All right, it should say save successful, so we're perfect on here. All right. Now, so far we've gone through, we've updated our information that's going to display on our app. We've updated our website that'll display in the agent section of our app. So now we just need to know how to download our app and how to utilize it. So the final place is under 4.0 for Add Listings IDX Search and 4.5 for Mobile Property Search. All right, so 4.0 and then 4.5 on here. All right, now once we click on 4.0 and then 4.5, that's automatically going to take us over to our Mobile Property Search section. All right, so as you can see, your website's mobile organization. All right, now if you're not displaying anything, just click the drop-down option and select your market center from the drop-down list. Now she's a part of 2 market centers, that's why it shows 2 on here, so I'm just going to select Sunset Corridor for the time being. All right, and then it's going to display all of your information. Please note, if you are not following along and you're just kind of watching and jotting down notes or just watching the class, the information displaying on my screen is going to be different than your app information. All right, how everything displays is going to be the same, but the actual info will be different because this is specific for Lori Godfrey. And I just want to make sure you guys know that because I don't want you going through and downloading her app and sharing everything. She obviously will not be against that if you do that, but I'm pretty sure you probably want to share your own app and your own information. All right, so the first thing we're going to see is our mobile URL on here. All right, the mobile URL is going to be pretty much what it sounds like, the URL where you can actually download your app. All right, so in this case, if you go to that mobile URL on your iPhone, on your Android, on your tablet, on your computer, your laptop, it'll allow you to download the app immediately. All right, so obviously on a cell phone or over on a tablet, it'll give you the option to download. On a laptop or on a desktop, it'll give you different ways to download the app from a mobile device or a tablet. All right, I highly suggest, one, jotting this down because you will need this at the end of our second part. All right, so go and copy that. You can right-click copy, Control-C, Command-C, depending on what type of computer you're utilizing or operating system. All right, you will need that later on, but I highly suggest adding that URL to your email signatures, to your print marketing pieces, to all of your email marketing pieces, over on your websites, over on your social media pages. All right, anywhere and everywhere so people can start to utilize your mobile app. Now, of course, if you want to, you can also give this out to clients and tell them to text your code. So in this case, the code is KW2IJU2PO. All right, so I could tell them to text KW2IJU2PO to the number 87778. So that's 8 3 7s and the number 8. All right, now if they text that code to the number 87778, all right, then a link will come back via text, allowing them to download the app immediately. Now, if they click on the download app option, all right, that'll automatically come back over with this app URL to download and sync up right away. All right. Now, of course, another thing that you can actually do is go to My Agent Code on here too. All right, so if you go to My Agent Code on here, all right, then if someone automatically downloads, say for instance, the app and it just says Keller Williams Realty at the very bottom, all right, and that's no problem. All right, all you actually have to do in this case, all right, is just go, right over to the My Agent section. Typically, there'll be 3 lines at the top left. All right, so if you go over to the My Agent section, you'll be perfect in this case. All right, and then they can add inside your code right away. Now, if you notice, the code for the agent code, mobile text code, and then obviously the mobile URL are going to be pretty much all the same. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. All right. Now, one final thing on here, obviously there is a QR code. All right, so on the QR code section, all right, you can right-click on this if you want to, depending on what web browser you're using. It might have a little bit different language, but in Firefox, it's going to say Save Image As. All right, and of course, you can save that immediately. So that way you can use that on different print marketing pieces, different digital marketing pieces, whatever you prefer. All right. And then one of the biggest items that a lot of people will leave blank, and I really would highly suggest utilizing it, all right, is the mobile app service area section. All right, so under the service area, if you leave this blank, it's automatically going to have your market center city as the service area that you work within. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but if you want to have below your name, all right, something different to display, like maybe, for instance, you want to say serving greater blank, or maybe you want to put inside your slogan down there. All right, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, you can add inside your mobile app service area down here, and it'll automatically update for you. Once again, at the most, takes about 72 hours to update, though. All right. And of course, I would highly suggest just putting a check inside this box that says, yes, send mobile visitors to my personalized KW mobile app download page, just in case they happen to stumble upon your e-agency sites, they can download your app instead. All right, so once we click that save option, then you'll be golden on here. All right, so I'm going to click that save option real quick. All right, so once we click save, as you can see, it's going to say save successful on here. And click it again. There we go. Or update successful, I apologize. All right, and now we're all good to go. So once again, this is how you can access the back end of your app, and I'd highly suggest downloading your app on your phone. The cool thing about the app is you'll actually have listings all around the country. All right, so it's not just going to be over inside, obviously, you know, your MLS or anything of that sort. All right, it's going to be anywhere and everywhere. All right, so I'm going to X out of this real quick and hop back over to our myKW homepage. All right. Now, once we're back over on the myKW homepage, the next thing we're going to do is click the plus sign of myContacts and go to Add New Contact, that first option down on here. All right, Add New Contact, the first option down. All right. Now, if you recall from the first part, all right, I did kind of briefly go over this, but inside our first part, we were talking about how to add inside a new contact, and I said with the new contacts, all right, we definitely want to go through, all right, and obviously add inside at least a first name, a last name, and some type of contact. All right, so once I click on Add New Contacts on here, let me fix that. There you go. All right, now if you haven't added yourself as a contact, please do. All right, please do as soon as possible. It looks like it's slowly popping up on here. Hopefully it'll come up very, very soon. Now, the reason you want to add yourself as a contact is because anytime you ever send out any type of email marketing piece, whether it's a campaign, just a one-off piece, anything of that sort, all right, you definitely want to make sure that obviously you are receiving those pieces as well. All right, I'm going to go back to the homepage real quick and see if this will come up a little bit quicker. Sorry about that. They were doing some maintenance last night, but that maintenance is well over, so it should be coming up properly now. All right, I'll try it out on my other computer as well, just see if it goes a little bit quicker on here. Nope, hold on, it looks like it's going now. Perfect. All right, so remember, once again, to add inside a contact, very easy cheesy, nothing too crazy. All right, all we have to do is put inside the first name, the last name, all right, and then the email address you can put inside, phone number or property address. Now remember, once again, if you have not added inside yourself as a contact, please do immediately. All right, please add that in immediately on here. All right, that'll help out tremendously. Now, obviously, you can also add inside additional phone numbers on here. You can add inside your own category if you want to. Now, this category is going to be specific for you searching over on your all contacts section, where it's basically just culmination of all the different contacts inside your database. All right, so that way if you want to organize them by a specific category, you're definitely more than welcome to. Now you can also specify them by type. Now specifying them by type on here is going to help out tremendously when you want to auto add them to groups. And we're going to show you how to add contacts to groups very, very soon. Alright, so it's pretty cool because based on what type you add in, you can actually automatically add this contact to a specific group. Alright, then based on what group that group is what campaign that group is associated with, that contact could then be added to that campaign too. Alright, so it's basically going to save you a lot of time, and I'll show you what that means in a second. Alright, but the different types that you have available are buyer, seller, buyer/seller, lead, renter, investor, past client, agent, vendor, personal contact, or other. Alright, so you can put inside any of these options. Alright, these are the only options that are available. It looks like there are 12 that are available on here. Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. There are 11. Alright, I gave one extra on accident. Alright, so there are only 11 that are available, but you can choose whichever one you believe is the proper one for this person. Alright, and then you can even add inside a subtype. Alright, so subtype and category, you can make them pretty much synonymous if you want to. Alright, so in this case for subtype, maybe you want to put inside that you got this from a Realtor.com lead. Alright, so you can put inside Realtor.com. Maybe this is from an open house. You can put inside open house on here. Alright, completely up to you in this case. Alright, on the left-hand side over here, we also happen to have our status. So that way we can actually choose what status we want to utilize. Now, one thing to note in this case, when you are choosing the status on here, alright, make sure that whenever you are choosing the proper status, alright, that whatever you select for it, say you select lead for this contact, because they're looking to purchase within the next 3 months, purchase or sell within the next 3 months, that if you have another contact that's looking to purchase or sell within the next 3 months, you put them as lead too. And the reason I suggest that is, one, it'll keep everything neat and organized, but more importantly, you can actually bulk add, alright, all your contacts to campaigns based on their status as well. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one. Alright. So the next thing we're going to have down here is obviously nickname, gender, company, job title, so you can add inside additional info just to keep up to date with them. There is a section on here for birthday and purchase anniversary. Alright, so for birthday and purchase anniversary on here, you can actually add inside their birthday, and if you notice, it doesn't ask for a year. Alright, or you can add inside their purchase anniversary, and that one does ask for a year. Alright, the birthday and purchase anniversary campaigns will send out pieces for the next 4 years. Alright, the next 4 years on their birthday or on the date that they actually purchased a home. Now, the purchase anniversary is obviously for someone that you helped purchase a home, or a buyer in this case. Alright, it wouldn't be for a seller. Alright. So obviously you can add that inside just by clicking on it. It'll give you a calendar that you can choose from. For the birthday, since it is not year-oriented, you can obviously go through 2017 or 2018, whichever is closer for the birthday. Alright, you can add that in immediately. Alright, now there is a notes section on here. This will allow you to add inside notes on this particular contact. So say for instance, if you chat with them over the course of time, you can add inside new notes. And it'll also give you a timestamp as to when you added inside that note. So I just want to let you know about that. It will give you a timestamp on here. Alright. Now below that, you also happen to have the option of adding inside an address on here. Alright, so once you add inside the address, alright, you can obviously specify the address, city, state, zip, all the normal items in this case. Alright, and of course, once we scroll down even further, we can add inside secondary details on here too. Alright, so under the secondary details section, alright, this is where you can actually go through and add inside whoever may need to be linked up as well. Alright, so I just want to give you a heads up on this. Alright, so you can go through and add inside additional people to be synced. Alright. So with that being said on here, if you notice there is an option that says email and phone. Now under the email and phone option on here, alright, this is not going to automatically add this person over to your campaigns, I guess is the best way to talk about it. It's not going to automatically add them over to your campaigns. Alright, in this case, if you are going through and you just want to add someone additionally on here, for instance, All right, say for instance, I want to add inside my wife on here just so I know, hey, this person is linked up with Scott. All right, then you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, now if I add inside their email and phone number, that's just really for my knowledge under Scott's account. If I want them to actually receive an email from me, I would need to create a second contact just for that person. All right, so the secondary email one is really just or secondary contact is really just to let you know, hey, this person is linked up with the main contact. Now you can also view information and activity on the contact too, depending on what you want to update on here, basically their time frame where they're looking in or their max budget. All right, you can also send out a welcome email to the contact. Now if you're intent on using the eEdge website, which is kind of the older website, all right, you can click on this button to send out a welcome email because it'll give them a password to automatically sign in to your eEdge website. All right, obviously using their email address as well as the username. Now, if you're going to use the Placer site, which a lot of people have been using, I wouldn't suggest sending this out because you don't want to confuse them by giving them a password for a website they probably won't utilize. All right, and then of course you can also add people to groups too. Now, if you add people to groups on here, just to give you a heads up, all right, if you are importing them to a particular group, then the status option that we had above, all right, where we could actually choose between, the different types, my apologies, where it was buyer, buyer/seller, agent, renter, investor, vendor, other, personal contacts, stuff like that. All right, this would override it. So if you decide that you have multiple groups on here that you want to add them to, instead of just adding them to whatever group the type is under, all right, you can do that as well on here. All right, now all you have to do in order to save the contact is just click save at the bottom down here. All right, so all we'd have to do is just click that save option real quick. All right, and once we click that save option, it should automatically save for us. Now, I did this on purpose, and I always do this, because much like I said in our first part, you can't have duplicate contacts that have the same information. All right, so with that being said on here, when taking a look at this, you can automatically see where it pops up, and it says email addresses. All right, Scott@scottleroymarketing.com. All right, so with that being said, obviously, we can't have that same contact, because if you look up here, all right, your contact, Scott Leroy, already has this email address. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up in that case. All right. So a question just came in. If another KW agent had the email address, will you be notified? You will not. So since it will actually be a completely different CRM, you would still be able to add inside that same contact too. This is only if it's under your CRM directly, though. All right. So the next thing no problem. The next thing we're going to take a look at is I'm going to click on the contacts option up here at the very top. So we already went through how to create a contact. We're going to talk about the all contacts section in a second where you can view all your contacts. But I do want to talk about the manage groups because managing groups will actually help you to keep everything neat and organized on here. I'll keep it neat and organized. All right, so once we click on Manage Groups on here, here we go. All right, then as you can see, you can add inside however many groups you want to. Now, in theory, we have been told that you can have up to 1,000 groups. I highly doubt you're going to hit 1,000 groups. I just want to give you a heads up on that one. All right, but in case you do add inside a bunch of groups, you can have up to 1,000. Now, you can add inside whatever group you want to, just to give you a heads up. All right, completely up to you in this case. All right, but at the end of the day, all right, if you want to add inside just a couple different kind of group names, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, so the main groups I'd highly suggest starting off with are going to be 12 direct, D-I-R-E-C-T, and then you'll click the save button to save that. All right, so 12 direct, D-I-R-E-C-T. All right. In addition to that, you also happen to have the 33 touch, T-O-U-C-H. All right, so 33 touch, Touch. All right, and then the final two big ones on here are going to be 8x8 buyer. All right, so 8x8 buyer. All right, so 8x8 buyer. And then, of course, the last one we're going to have is 8x8 seller. Here we go. 8x8 seller on here. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right. Now, of course, you can add any other ones that you want on here too. Completely up to you in this case. All right, so completely up to you. All right, but at the end of the day, obviously, you can put inside, whatever you would like. All right, but I do want to go over those 4 groups that we just added inside. All right, so 12 direct, just to give you a little bit of a teaser of our third part. That's going to be 12 contacts the entire year. All right, so 12 contacts the entire year, basically 1 contact per month for 12 months straight. All right, now in addition to that, obviously we're also going to have the 33 touch. Now there's 33 contacts. All right, obviously 33 contacts starting in April. All right, so we're coming to the end of ours because we're at the end of March. Starting in April, so 33 contacts the entire year. So this should be relaunching very, very soon. Now the 8x8 buyer and seller are buyer and seller campaigns, all right, where it's going to be 8 times in 8 weeks. All right, so basically 1 contact per week for approximately 8 weeks straight, or approximately 2 months. Now, obviously, you can add other contacts or other groups or anything of that sort that you want to. All right, she has one for clients bought and sold. She has one for contacts, haven't met, leads, mets, open house. All right, so you can add inside whatever you'd like to on here. It's completely up to you. But the cool part about the groups is you can actually specify what contact types will automatically add over to these groups. So that way, if you add any new contacts, it'll automatically add them over to this group. And you can even associate campaigns. So that way I can say, well, here's my 8x8 seller campaign. I'll link up an 8x8 seller campaign that I want to utilize, or 8x8 seller group to an 8x8 seller campaign I want to use. And that way all these contacts will automatically be added. And then if I add someone to that group again, it'll automatically add them to the campaign too. All right, so it's pretty cool how this is all set up. All right. So the next thing we're actually going to take a look at is I'm going to click on the contacts option up here, and we're going to go to all contacts, that first section down on here. All right, all contacts, the first option down. All right, so I'm going to click on all contacts on here. All right, so once I click on all contacts, here we go. All right. And it's going to display our entire database that we can actually utilize. All right, so if you're ever searching for all of your contacts inside your database, this is where you can actually access everything immediately. All right. So once we pull this up, this is just going to be an overview of everything, so we can actually view our contacts by their name. We can view if we have any activities that are due now. If it's highlighted, we can see if they have an email address or if they have a phone number on here. Obviously, it'll be highlighted if they have a phone number. We can see if they're in any groups. If they're in a group, it'll have the little circle with the 3 people on it, or we can add them to groups. We can see if they're on any marketing pieces, any marketing campaigns, or we can add them to it. Looking for on here is only if they happen to be utilizing the eEdge website, so you can actually have kind of like a price range on here. If you want to add them to different listing searches as well, all right, you're definitely more than welcome to. So that way it'll automatically start to send them out different listings that are brand new from the MLS or from the KWLS, depending on your IDX. All right, you can also see if they've viewed any properties or favorited any of them, if they're utilizing the eEdge website. And just to give you a heads up, your eEdge website can be found at the top left up here. All right, more than likely it'll be the .kwrealty.com one. All right, you can view how this contact was added in, their last activity. You can also view the last thing that they opened from you. So in this case, this contact, we sent them an email to the contact on 5/14/2017, so it's been a while. All right, and then they last opened an email from us back in July, it looks like. All right, so we can actually view different things on here. So in this case, for instance, 21 days ago, we assigned this contact to a drip campaign. All right, and they opened up an email from us back in June. All right, so we can see all the different items going on. We can also view their status over here on the right-hand side, and then any additional actions that we might have for them too. All right, now in this case, you can also sort the contacts as well. If you want to sort them by last activities, we can see on here from decreasing or increasing order. All right, whatever it might be. All right, and then of course, we also happen to have the filter option on here too. All right, so under this filter section on here, as you can see, you can actually search by the contact info, whether it's by their name or phone number. You can even search to see if they have a phone number in case you're trying to do any type of lead generating. All right, below that, you can actually search by the email or the mailing address as well. All right, and then obviously on here, you can actually see if they happen to have a mailing address. All right, you can actually search by status, their email address status, their lead source category. All right, you can search by pretty much anything and everything on here to help you out. You can even search by groups too. Now, whenever you are done and you've clicked on what you want to search for, just make sure to click that search option at the top right. All right, or of course, click the clear filters button on here too. All right, so that way you can actually clear out these filters immediately to view all of your contacts once again. All right, now if you do want to add contacts to a group or you just want to update them, just put a check inside the box to the left-hand side of the contact or contacts you wish to update. All right, so here are 3 that I've selected so far. So I selected Zachary, Zoran, and Lori. So once I click on that little box on the left-hand side, if you notice, it now says bulk update up here in print labels. All right, so obviously if we have their mailing address, we can print the labels. All right, or we can just bulk update to update these contacts, obviously in mass settings. So if I click on bulk update real quick, I can either edit the records or I can send them to the trash. Now if I send the contacts to the trash, I can either trash them, which will change their status to trash so they won't automatically display inside our myContacts section. All right, or if I click on sending the contact to trash, I can actually permanently delete them too. All right, so if you want to mass delete them, that's an option as well. All right, but I'm going to edit the records real quick just so I can edit everything even further. All right, and under this, once I click continue, all right, then as you can see, we have groups or campaigns, we have category, company, status, and history notes. All right, so in this case, we can go through and we can update pretty much anything we prefer on here, whether we want to update our history notes, our status, company, or even the category. Now, obviously, the main thing we want to focus on today is the groups or campaigns. All right, so once I click on groups or campaigns on here, I can either add them to a group, remove them from a group, add them to a campaign, or remove from a campaign too. All right, so completely up to you in this case. Now, obviously, I'd want to add them to a group because I want to show you how simple it is to add the contacts to a group because it'll make your life so much simpler. All right, but once I click on add to a group, I can add them to whatever group I prefer on here. All right, whether I want to add them to our 12 Direct, our 33 Touch, our 8x8, you can choose whichever group you prefer. All right, completely up to you. All right, now you can add them to multiple groups as well that you set up. You don't just have to add them to one or the other. I want to give you a heads up on that. All right, so you can add them to any group that you prefer. All right, but if I clicked on 8x8 buyer, for instance, then I can click update now and it'll automatically add those contacts over to that group. Now, keeping your contacts neat and organized is just going to make your life so much simpler, I promise. All right, because at the end of the day, once you have everyone neat and organized, then you can automatically pull up your contacts in the group and you can mass email them, you can mass mail them. There are going to be a bunch of different ways where you can actually update everything. All right, but I'm going to click cancel on here so that way I don't send anything or update it on accident for her. All right, so that's kind of the contact section in a nutshell. Now, obviously, you do have your work cut out for you because you want to make sure that you update and manage all of your contacts, obviously, to the best of your abilities. That way, everything is neatly organized. All right, but I do want to talk about this little, I always say light gray bar, but it's kind of a dark gray bar now. All right, this dark gray bar at the very top. Now, obviously, if you ever want to get back to the myKW homepage, you can always click on the KW logo, and that'll take you back to the homepage. All right, if you want to, you can click on the Find a Contact option on here too, so that way you can actually search by contacts. All right, if you click on the Home option, this will actually take you over to the eEdge homepage, which will show you all of your leads. It'll show you what you need to do each day. All right, so it'll give you kind of an overview of what's going on that day. We obviously saw the contact sections, that way you can manage all of your contacts in your database. All right, listings and marketing are pretty much going to be your marketing pieces that you can utilize. All right, so make sure that you're taking a look at all this. Oh, that's some good water. Ugh, my throat's starting to get to me. All right. Then, of course, we have the messages section on here. All right, this is going to be for your My Email section. All right, so under My Email, this is where you can actually view any emails that may have come over from the eEdge platform. All right, or more importantly, this is where you can actually view all emails you've sent out. So that way you can see any campaign pieces you've sent and see who may have opened it, who may have clicked on it. If there's something to click on, you can actually view the time that they did either of those. All right, and then of course any reminders of items that you may have to do. All right, but the last thing we're going to do before we take another quick break before our third part is we're going to click on the account option at the top right. And once we click on account, we're going to go under My Account on here. All right, so we're going to click on account and we're going to go to My Account. And so I'm going to click on my account and then My Account on here. So I'm going to click on it real quick. Awesome. All right, so once we do that on here, then what we're going to do next is click that blue edit button up here at the top left. All right, so we're going to click that blue edit button real quick. All right, so once we click on that blue edit button on here, all right, then we can edit just about anything and everything. All right. Now, anything that does come up with a little kind of white rectangle on here, all right, then we should be all good to go. All right. So if you want to, you can change out your name. That'll display over on your eEdge website, but more importantly, over on your marketing pieces. All right. In addition, you can add inside a title as well if you want to add a title over to your marketing pieces, or obviously over on any of your eEdge information. All right, now the login info over here is just if you want to log into the back end of your eEdge website. You can access that directly from myKW, so this is kind of not as pertinent as it seems to be. All right, you can add inside your license number if you want to, or even your designations as well. Now, not everything is required. Obviously, you don't have to add inside anything that you don't want to. Now, for the phone number down here, the top one is going to be your cell phone number, and the bottom one is going to be your office phone number. All right, so please make sure that you put inside, obviously, a cell phone number and an office phone number, or at least one of them. All right, you don't have to put inside both, but put inside at least one on here. All right, and on the left-hand side, we're going to see our external email. Now, for the external email, please put inside, obviously, your business email address. All right, please put inside your business email address. All right, whatever you're going to use, whether it's your myKW.com email, whether it's your Gmail account, whether it's a custom email like she has on here, all right, put inside your business email address. All right, above that, we're going to have our eEdge email, as you can see. Now, the eEdge email on here is the email address that you'll have to use when sending out any type of email from the platform. All right, so in this case, if you were trying to send out any type of, just marketing email or just a one-off email, this is where it's going to come from. Now, if you put inside your external email, though, as your business email, you can actually choose between the external and the eEdge email as your marketing reply to email. The marketing reply to email will automatically display on all marketing pieces in the footer. All right, so it'll display in the footer with your other information. But then whenever anyone tries to reply back to a marketing email you've sent out, all right, then this will automatically reply back to this email instead. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, so we put inside, obviously, our external emails. That way, if anyone replies back to a marketing piece we sent out, it's going to go over to our main email address that we wish to use. All right, that's what I typically suggest utilizing on here because it'll help out tremendously. All right, now on the right-hand side, we do also happen to have our marketing website. All right, so under your marketing website, please put inside whatever your main website is that you wish to use. All right, this obviously could be your eEdge site, could be your Playster site. You could also put inside a custom domain name. All right, whatever you want to utilize on here, completely up to you. All right. And of course, right below that, you're going to have your marketing address. All right. For the marketing address on here, or sorry, yeah, the marketing address, please put inside your office address. All right, so in this case, for the marketing address, just please put inside your office address. And then for the mobile app, make sure that you have inside your app URL. This is why I said you need to copy down that app URL earlier. All right, make sure you add inside your app URL on here. All right, now once that's completed, just click the save option and you'll be all good to go. All right, so just click that save option and you'll be perfect. All right, now this will automatically update anything that has not been saved. All right, if you've already saved any type of, marketing piece, obviously this will not override that because you saved it. But at the end of the day, this will actually help out tremendously. All right, because then once this is saved, it'll automatically start to update all of your new pieces that are going out. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right. Now, of course, if we scroll down, you can also add inside social media options. That way, some of your social media URLs will automatically display on your marketing pieces, typically as logos that people can click on. All right, all you have to do is click the Add Social Media option on here. All right, and then more importantly, down here, you're going to see your images. You can add inside your website image, your marketing image, and your marketing logo. Now, the website image and marketing image are typically going to be headshots, just to give you a heads up. All right, there will typically be headshots on here, so I just want to let you know about that. All right, So with that being said on here, all right, so this is typically going to be a headshot. All you have to do is just click the edit option. All right, and then once you do click edit on here, all right, then much like we saw before, you can just click the browse button to add inside your headshot immediately. All right, now if you happen to be on a team, obviously you can add inside the team picture on here too. That's always an option as well. All right, just want to give you the heads up. All right. Now for the marketing logo over here, I may not suggest putting inside just a generic marketing logo, like a generic KW logo in this case. All right, I may highly suggest instead putting inside, your own personal one. Or obviously, if you happen to have, an office KW logo, feel free to add that inside too. All right, because this will help out tremendously. All right. Now, of course, you can also leave this blank as well, just to give you a heads up. All right, you're not obligated to add inside any type of marketing logo. All right, but in case you ever do get a logo, this is where you can add it in right away. All right. Now, one final thing, and then I'm going to let you guys play around in this back end real quick. I do want to show you there's the Office Info section up here. All right, so I'm going to click on Office Info over here on the left-hand side. All right, so I'm going to click on Office Info. All right, there's actually two things I want to show you real quick before we take a very quick break. All right, so we got Office Info over here on the left-hand side. All right, and once we click on Office Info over here, all right, this is where you can actually update your office information. All right, you can update the office company name, you can update the address, phone number, and then even the time zone. This time zone will correlate with your myContacts section, so that'll help you out depending on when you add inside notes, when people are looking on your eEdge website. All right, so it'll give you the proper time zone. So to edit this, please click that edit option on here, and then you can edit this one immediately. All right, now I'm just going to show you that real quick because I'm going to show you two things, and we're going to take a very quick 3, 4, 5 minute break just so I can go grab some more water real quick. All right, and then we'll finish up our final part. But the last thing I want to show you guys is where you can actually download the eEdge or Market Leader mobile app. Now, this mobile app is completely free for you to utilize, and it's a great way to keep up with everything on the go. All right, so in this case, you can actually add contacts on the go. You can actually look at your emails on the go. You can look at your reminders on the go. All right, it's all through an app through Market Leader. So if you click on this mobile option, and once again, this is all available under Account. My Account is where we're under right now. All right, all you have to do is actually go through and download the Market Leader app through the App or Play Store. You just have to search for Market Leader. Sometimes it'll pop up as Market Leader CRM. All right, and once you download the app, all right, then it'll just say for security, all right, you can create a PIN to connect your CRM and mobile devices. All right, the generated PIN can be used on a single device, and it's temporary and must be entered before it expires, usually 3 minutes later. All right, so whenever you download the app, you can say you're an existing customer. All right, you'll click Create PIN on here, and it'll allow you to actually download the app and link it up with your accounts. Then you can actually add inside your CRM email address. Obviously, yours would be different. All right, and then your PIN number on here too to sync up your eEdge CRM, all right, with the Market Leader app. So that way you'll have everything on the go. So if you guys do want to add that inside, please go to the App or Play Store and search for Market Leader. Once that is downloaded, please click on the link that says, once you open up the app, that you're an existing Market Leader user, all right, or existing Market Leader customer, and then click on Create PIN on your back end, so that way you can get your eEdge email address and the PIN number that you'll need in order to link this up properly. All right, so that's going to be it for the end of our second part real quick. All right, so our third part is going to rely heavily on the marketing pieces, and we are going to end right around 4 o'clock today, so that's perfect, 4 o'clock Eastern time that is. All right, so it's going to rely heavily on the marketing pieces. We're going to talk about how to create marketing pieces, how to find all the marketing pieces, how to create email campaigns. So we're going to go over everything that you guys can start to utilize. Now, once again, this is meant just to give you guys a basic overview where you can access everything, but we do have even more in-depth marketing database, marketing classes that usually happen on our Thursday courses as well. So look into those too, but I want to show you at least how to access everything so you can start to utilize it today and play around. All right, so I'm going to take about a 3-4 minute break, go grab some water. Feel free to add the mobile app for Market Leader on your phone, and then I'll be right back so we can jump into our third and final part.